Hi all, and welcome to week 8. This is the last week of the course, and it is going to be over with very quickly, so we need to get a lot of work done in a very short period of time. This week you will be doing your rewrites for your argument papers, and you will be completing the final exam, and all of that has to be in by Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I've completed feedback on your argument papers. You should be able to look those up and find the feedback that I gave you, and just like we did with the other ones. And once you have completed that, go here to where it says argument paper feedback, and there's a video, just like I've done before, going over some of the main things that come up in this paper. Watch this video, find the things that you particularly had issues with, and make those corrections. Also, if you have questions about your feedback, I've included the same assignment as before, where you can ask questions about your feedback. This is optional today. If you don't want to do this one, you've done the other two. If you don't want to do this one, you don't have to. If you don't have any questions, you don't have to ask any questions here. This is just for people that actually have questions or want to get a free 100. Otherwise, you can leave it alone. These need to be in. The questions about your feedback, if you have any, need to be in by Monday, so that I have time to answer them and give them back to you, and you have time to make corrections to your paper. So the next thing is, just for those who want to make corrections to their paper, you can turn in a final draft of your argument paper based on all the notes that I've given you and the feedback that I gave you and stuff. Those need to be in by Tuesday at 6 o'clock. That way I have time to update your grades, because the class ends Thursday morning at 10 o'clock, and I have to get everything in by then. All right, so the last thing is your final exam. Your final exam is going to be due Wednesday at 3 o'clock. You can go ahead and just start it right now if you want to, if you have the time and you have good internet access. But you need to be able to use Respondus Monitor. So if you don't have that here, make sure that you go somewhere where you do have it. Make sure you can do all of the updates and everything before you start this test. So there are two parts to this exam, and they're both going to be writing parts. Obviously don't use any AI on this part, just like everything else. If I catch you using AI on it, you're going to fail the class. The first part here, what you need to do is research the trolley problem. This is the classical trolley problem that you need to research, where a trolley is headed down a track out of control, and a switch operator has to choose whether to throw the switch and make the trolley go one way, or not throw the switch and make it go another way. And bad things will happen whichever way it goes, but in one case, you can argue which one is the better choice based on what you think is a worse bad thing. So that's what this paper is going to be about. Go ahead and do the research on your own. Part of this is doing the research yourself. So once you've done that research, you're going to start an essay by titling it The Moral Dilemma of the Trolley Problem. From there, you will write 3 to 5 sentences explaining the trolley problem in your own words. So tell me what the trolley problem is, what the two, it's a moral dilemma. Make sure you explain it to us. In the second sentence, or in the second 3 to 5 sentence section, explain the two choices presented to the switch operator of the trolley problem and what moral issues are attached to each. This part is really important here. So there's two options that the trolley operator, the switch operator has. They can throw the switch and one thing will happen. They can leave the switch alone and another thing will happen. Explain what those two choices are. Explain why somebody would choose one and why they would choose the other. In this last 3 to 5 sentences, tell us which of these two choices you would pick and why. And you can only pick those two choices. You can't jump in front of the trolley yourself. You can't do some crazy thing to derail the trolley. It has to be one of those two choices. And I don't really care what your reasons are. You could say, I'm going to do the worst of these two options because it would be funny. I've had that one a couple of times. And that's a fine explanation, but just explain yourself. Secondly, for this part here, I've given you a reading assignment. Above here is a narrative called My Father's Hands by Calvin R. Worthington, where he talks about his father who grew up with disabilities in a time when disabilities weren't really carefully handled. So read over this 4-page article, and then you're going to create 2 research-style body paragraphs, the same kinds of body paragraphs that you used in the last 2 papers. One of those will... oh, you're only going to do 1. I said 2, but you're only going to do 1. Okay, so pick one of these 2. Either tell me how the treatment of people with learning disabilities has changed since the time of the author's father, or the ways education is important in a person's life. And make sure that your paragraph is at least 8 sentences long, and include something from the text here as a piece of evidence. So you're going to need evidence from the text, and you're going to need to give it an MLA style citation, just like in all the papers that we've been writing the last 2 times. All right, guys, that is it. It was great having all of you in class. Good luck. I hope that you do awesome and you graduate from here and go on to your higher levels, and you get out into the world and you really kick some butt out there. All right, I'll see you guys around.